This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today. This is a week 6 rebound update after the post show. I'm going to go into details about where I'm at, my training, my food, my gear. You guys know the drill. It's hard to believe it's been 6 weeks already. Masters Nationals was just yesterday. I seeing the competitors there makes me wish I had competed. I think I would have held my own, but who the fuck knows? Next year, I'm going to put on some more size. I'm going to go out there next year and try to do it some justice. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, we're going to dig into all this week's updates in just 1 second. All right, so my vitals have improved. It seems like everything has settled back in. It takes about a good month and a half after you've been on a hard diet. Depends on how long you've been dieting for. I get guys that get impatient after, and they're like, things aren't normalized. They don't feel well. Just things are still weird a couple weeks into the rebound. And the rebound is a weird process, and your body is always striving for homeostasis, and it just takes a while to get back to some state of homeostasis. Like my pulse was really elevated, even after coming off the stimulants for a few weeks, and then now it's settled back down. I'm back down into the 70s, my daytime resting pulse. It was up in the high to 80s there for a bit. But, it's settled back down. And then last year, like in the late off season, it was down in the 60s, even when I was at my heaviest. So it's kind of counterintuitive. But it's just getting your body settled back in and off all those stimulants. My fasted weight right now today was 262, 263, somewhere around there. And my daytime weight is, as you guys, if you follow me on social media, have seen, I am back up to 270. So I'm pretty much back at my off-season weight, maybe a few pounds short. I feel like I'm leaner than I was in the off-season last year. I've definitely put on some body fat, and I haven't been as rock solid with the diet as I was last year. I have had a few extra cheat meals, I'm not going to lie. But I've been pretty good for the most part. I've been following the diet, I'd say 95%. I've just had some extra food in here that I probably should have had. My blood pressure has come back down as 117/77. Fasted glucose is fine. It's 97 when I checked it the other day. My sleep has been a lot better over the last week. Actually, I've kind of gone the other way. I've been sleeping a lot, even with the sleep apnea. I have not gotten the CPAP yet. I know I've kept you guys updated on that. That's been an ongoing fiasco. But I did find a doctor that'll do a home sleep study. I've got that ordered. Hopefully that'll be here next week. I can get that fucking done and then order my CPAP machine. And I'll once again say, fuck doctors and the for-profit medical system. It's so fucking stupid. You have to jump through a bunch of hoops just to buy goddamn CPAP machines. Unbelievable. Anyway, end of rant on that one. Progress pics for this week. This is where I'm at right now. I had multiple people on social media ask me, what's wrong with that left nipple? Or right nipple, sorry. I have a little bit of gyno there. I've had gyno surgery done 1.5 times. Or actually 2.5 times. So the first surgeon who did my gyno surgery fucked it all up and didn't do it correctly. I had some gland left over, a bunch of it grew back on my left side, and then I had a tiny little bit that grew back on my right side. Last doctor I went to said he thought I could probably get away with just getting the left side done again, and the right side would look fine. Well, I have a tiny bit of gyno on the right side, and that disformation that you see on the right side is just a bit of gyno that's in there. And it just there's a little bit of loose skin. It tightens up when I diet. For whatever reason, it seems to go away for the most part. And then it comes back when I put weight back on. And I am taking some tamoxifen right now, but whatever. At some point, I'm going to get it addressed with surgery. I don't know. I'm just not that worried about it right now. If it was there when I dieted down for show time, I'd be worried about it. I'd want to get it addressed, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much as it seems to bother the social media world. Everybody likes to point it out. I don't give a fuck. So it's a tiny little bit of gyno. It's probably the size of a marble. It makes my nipple puff out, and the skin just looks really weird around it because it's the way it stretches the skin out. It's just really weird. It's not on my left-hand side. So that's what's going on there. I'm also getting the moon face. You can see the moon face is back. I got the off-season moon face. My face just gets huge. I'm one of those guys as soon as I come off anti-estrogens. But I think I'm still pretty lean for being around almost 270. And still, my rule of thumb is always to see the outline of my abs. I can still see the outline of my abs. My legs are still pretty veiny and vascular. I don't know. I don't know where my body fat's at now. 10, 12%, something like that. I'm just guessing. Maybe higher. I don't know. I don't really care about body fat. It's what I look like in the mirror. Rear shots. Looking at the rear shots here, I always carry my fat and my water on the backside. You can definitely see I've smoothed out. I lost some definition of my hamstrings. You can still see a little bit of my glute outline. My serratus and stuff is still there. This is off season. It gets a little ugly in the off season. So I'm okay with where I'm at right now. Diet. Justin didn't change anything with my diet this week. Still eating a shit ton of food. So the low days, which really is only 1 day a week for me because I lift 6 days a week. Low days right now is 330 grams of direct protein. I'll reiterate this again. This always seems to confuse people. I only count direct macros. So the protein, I don't count protein from my vegetables and from my carbohydrates. I only count it from my meat sources. Same thing with the carbs. I don't count any carbs that are from, just slight, what I would call insubstantial or inconsequential carbs. Like from, whatever, might be in a little bit of vegetables or something. Same thing with the fat. I don't count the fat that's in the protein sources. This is just added fat. So we try to eat the protein as lean as possible. So right now on the low day, it's 330 grams of direct protein, 405 grams of carbs. This is my low day, guys. 72 grams of added fat. It's a lot of food. That's more than most people do on a regular day. My medium days are 350 grams of protein, 635 grams of carbs, 40 grams of added fat. My high days, which I'm doing 3 per week right now, are 290 grams of protein, 1,000 grams of carbs. And then I usually do a healthy cheat meal at the end of that day. So it's a lot of fucking food. I won't lie. I am struggling to get it down a little bit. Eating is one of my superpowers. Usually I can eat a lot, but I am about at the limit of what I can handle food-wise right now. I am pretty fucking full. Current PEDs, 175 milligrams of test, 100 milligrams of MPP, 10 milligrams of tamoxifen. These are all every other day. 6 units of GH every day, 1,000 milligrams of metformin every day, 1,500 milligrams of berberine per day, 80 milligrams of telmisartan, human log on high days as needed. I reiterate here how I do my insulin. I let my glucose levels dictate how much insulin I need. I don't say I'm taking 5 units without checking my glucose first. I let my glucose levels decide how much insulin I take. And 25 units of Lantus pre-bed. If you want to see my insulin protocols, I've had a lot of people that ask me about this after this videos. I have an entire playlist up about insulin. Go check it out. Just look at the playlist, the insulin playlist. I'm not going to go into all this again, but I basically got 2 weeks left for my cruise, then 6-week cruise, then into the off season. Training right now, I've been running my volume kind of at a medium level of volume. I haven't been pushing the volume hard right now, mainly because on the rebound, you're really susceptible to injuries with the rapid weight gain. And then also, if I'm progressing without having to push my volume very high, why push it higher? I'm not going to get any more gains out of it, or if I do, they're going to be marginal. So I do enough to stimulate the growth that I need, and then no more for right now. And I'm going to save it for when I go onto my off-season blast, when I am going to have to push hard. Rep scheme right now is 10 to 12 on compounds, 15 reps on isolations. Cardio, I'm doing 15 minutes of HIIT 3 times per week, kind of. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been really good about keeping up with that. Same thing with the food. He told me we're going to continue to be aggressive with the food. We will pull back when we go on cruise. Usually the food does get pulled back when you go on cruise because you don't have that added metabolic stimulation from being on a bunch of anabolics and androgens. Plans and thoughts. I'm going to keep the volume where it's at for right now. I'm growing, so I don't need to really push. 2 more weeks in the cruise. I mentioned that before, and my body seems to have finally kind of settled back into somewhat of a homeostasis. I feel like the rebound is about done. I don't feel like there's much more. The rebound is cheap gains. They're easy gains. I don't feel like there's much more left I can eke out of this rebound. So it's getting close to time to go to the cruise, and then the hard work comes in the off season where you have to earn every bit of muscle that you gain. That's what you have to push the gear harder, push the food harder, push the training harder. It gets a lot harder in the off season. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. If you got questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.